Faith.
And I'm Christina.
We are the older old of the nursing program. Okay, maybe we're not that old, but we are at the upper limits of the group.
We will be preparing a quick and easy meal that focuses on the nutritional needs for all of us as nursing students.
This will enhance our mental acuity and fits into our demanding schedules. We will be able to provide adequate nutrients to sustain our energy requirements for us and for our families.
Today we are making air fryer salmon with a coconut honey glaze served on a bed of rice with a side of grilled asparagus.
Are we really going to wear these hats the whole time?
I am not.
Me either.
Let's get started.
All right, now we're going to prepare the rice. First, we're going to take the pan and we're going to get 2 cups of water. Tap water is fine. One. And 2. We are going to place the pan on the stove, turn it to a nice medium heat, and get that boiling. Now while that's boiling, I'm going to prepare the rice by grabbing a cup of rice and a ½ teaspoon of salt, and we will dump that in there as soon as it comes up to boil. And during this time, I'd like to take a minute just to say, if you are looking for more of a low sodium diet, then a good substitute for just plain white rice would be a cauliflower rice, and that will help provide nutrients to your family also. Get our rice ready. It calls for 1 cup of long grain white rice. I'm gonna make sure it's even at the top of the cup. And we will set this aside and we'll wait until the water boils and it'll be ready to dump in. And during this time, we can prepare the salmon or the asparagus.
Started prepping the asparagus.
All right, and while she is doing that, first I am going to preheat the oven and to 350 degrees. Our recipe calls for it to be on the grill, but we are going to use the oven and bake it because we're looking for a more time efficient scenario because, again, our busy schedules with nursing school and all those kids.
All right, I washed the asparagus. Now I'm going to snap off the bottom end of each piece.
While she's preparing the asparagus, what she's doing is she's removing the woody ends of the asparagus by gently snapping off the ends. She bends each stalk gently about 2/3 of the way down the stalk until it naturally breaks where the woody part begins. If desired, she could use a knife and trim the ends of the stalks to tidy up the cuts, but we know what we're doing because we're old and we have experience, so she's just snapping the ends. We will discard the ends into the appropriate container. And then she's going to place the asparagus spears on a shallow bowl or in a platter, and we're going to start drizzling the olive oil and toss the spears.
And you can use multiple spears and snap at the same time, and they'll automatically break. Go ahead.
Nice. What if they're not strong enough to do
Why
that?
are you wearing that hat?
Oh,
I thought we were going to wear it.
I forgot. I'm sorry. We're not wearing our hats?
All right.
All right. So she's going to put the asparagus into the baking sheet, not that bowl, and we are going to drizzle it with the olive oil and toss it with our hands to coat it. We're going to season it nicely with some kosher salt and some freshly ground black pepper to toss again. Here we go. Would you like for me to get the grandma grippy grip?
No, it's...
Are you sure?
All right, Smarty.
They make this for old people.
Exactly.
There you go. How the hell? And want me to get this too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Your arthritic fingers sometimes makes it a little difficult.
Okay, we're just adding a little bit of olive oil
Drizzle.
and some salt.
Let me hold this up so they can see how much. Just pinch it. Season to taste.
And just a little bit of pepper. And then we're gonna coat it all. This is how my grandma used to do it. Nowadays they probably would use tongs. But, all right.
Or just go to an all-you-can-eat buffet.
All right, that's all set up.
All right, and now we have to wait for it to finish preheating. And when it does, we are gonna place this in the oven for about 10 minutes until the spears are tender and crisp. Now we have our water going to a boil, so we are now gonna put the rice in. We are gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. The recipe calls for water, so we used water. Sometimes I enjoy using chicken broth to give it a better flavor. All right, so now we're gonna prepare the sauce for our salmon. And with this, I'm gonna need Christine's help because she is going to read off the exact measurements of ingredients we need. What will we start with?
Okay, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of coconut amines.
Coconut amines, 1/4 cup.
And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of honey.
I heard honey is really good because it has antioxidants, and if you get local honey, then the bees make it out of pollen that is close to what you are encountered with your environment, and therefore it helps fight off local
Seasonal environmental allergies.
Yes.
Very good information, Dave.
Thanks. And there's 3.
All right. Then we're going to put in 2 cloves of minced garlic.
All right. And 1 clove is considered 1 teaspoon, correct?
Yes. We have store-bought prepared. That is more than easy. There you go.
And that's 2 cloves.
All right. And we're going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Level teaspoon.
Yes. Level teaspoons.
Again, if you're worried about a low sodium diet, you could always do like the DASH diet and add Mrs. Dash, something like that. It lowers the sodium on your intake. But for us, we are trying to keep everything as close to this menu as possible.
Now we're going to mix that till it's all good, and then we're going to prepare the salmon fillets.
In preparing this, we want 4 6-ounce portions is what we're going for. So we're going to take our knife, cautious, it's sharp. And when you're doing this, this is the bigger side, so they're going to be thinner, and then this one will be a little bit larger just to make sure. With 1. And does it say we need to coat this with anything, or do we just start cooking it like this before we...
Now we're going to turn the air fryer on and spray the basket, and then put the salmon fillets in the basket, skin side down.
Skin side down.
All right.
All right, and now that our oven's up to temp, we are gonna go ahead and put the asparagus in for 10 minutes. And while we're doing that, we are going to get our
Salmon ready.
salmon ready. It is sliced, and now we sprayed our
Air fryer baskets.
yes. So glad you're here.
We have the time set and the degrees. It's 400 degrees for 6 minutes to start. We're gonna place the salmon in skin side down. And while I wash my hands, Faith is gonna put them in and turn them on.
All right, and while that started, we're gonna just check over everything else, tidy some stuff up around here. We're gonna let that cook for 6 minutes. Then we're gonna pull it out. We will apply our pre-made sauce that we prepared earlier, and we will brush that on nicely, and then we'll let the salmon cook for another 6 minutes. We'll keep an eye on our asparagus, and our rice is ready to make a nice bed to place the salmon on when it is finished. Okay, and it's been 6 minutes. So now we're gonna take the salmon out. We're gonna brush on the sauce. We're gonna use about a quarter of the sauce for each salmon fillet because we have 2 more to do after this. And then we're gonna put it back in the air fryer for another 6 minutes. You ready for that one?
Yep. And it's also okay to drizzle it, but I think this gives you a little more control. Make sure you're getting it where it needs to be and not all over the bottom. All right, we're ready to go there.
All right, we're just gonna pop that in for another 6 minutes. See you soon. That's our timer. So now we're gonna check on our asparagus. It's nice, soft, ready to go. We're just gonna set this to the side, and we have about 4 minutes left before our salmon's ready. I'm going to slice a lemon wedge because it says we can sprinkle lemon across it. All right, and now that our asparagus is out, it says that we need to grab a lemon wedge and sprinkle it.
Hey Faith, will you hit cancel on the microwave for the timer, please? Right button. Nope. Right. There you go.
There we go.
Once Faith learns the right from her left, we'll have this going.
Now we do a nice little sprinkle of lemon just to add a little zest and flavor. All right, and we have about 20 seconds left on our fryer, so we're gonna start the plating of this meal. Start. Get some
All
rice.
right. I'm gonna take about a quarter cup of rice. Or was it hold on. Was it a half a cup or?
I believe it's a half a cup of rice
Okay.
is a serving.
About a half a cup of rice. And about 6 spears of asparagus. I'm gonna add a few more because I actually like it. Woo! Now we're done.
All right, and we're gonna pull these out and check them. And they are a nice golden brown on top.
All right. We're gonna take.
Oh, let's do the other one.
We're gonna do the other. Well, let's do a spatula because it's fish, and I didn't think about that.
And it's flaky.
And it's nice and flaky.
All right, and there's plate number 1.
That looks
Let's
good.
get the second one. Here we go. And this is our meal. All right.
It looks good, Faith.
It does. You outdid yourself today, Christina.
You ready to try?
Absolutely.
All right.
It's flaky.
That is really good.
That's a great flavor. And this is something you can get done probably with prep time, 15 minutes if you have your ingredients ready. Throw it all together, let it cook, and then you have plenty of time to study for the NCLEX or for our proctored test or to
Finals, clinical homework.
Yeah, just extra reading because we're old and it takes us multiple times to
You gotta
get
write it out, not just type
taking
it.
kids to the sporting events. And we all have plenty of nutrients to keep us energized. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, now that our meal's done, let's talk a little bit about nutrients. Our air-fried meal has a good source of omega-3 fatty acids, protein, vitamin B12, selenium, potassium, iodine, vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin B6, and astaxanthin. Astaxanthin is an antioxidant found in salmon that helps lower the risk of heart disease, reduce inflammation, and protects the brain and nervous system. Today, we have chosen to inform you about vitamin A and potassium requirements for the daily intake, which our meal also includes.
Vitamin A is stored in the body, so daily doses are not necessary but are desirable. Extreme deficiency can lead to blindness. The daily recommended intake is 900 international units for men and 700 international units for women. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin that is naturally present in many foods. Vitamin A is important for normal vision, the immune system, reproduction, and growth and development. Vitamin A also helps your heart, lungs, and other organs work properly. People who eat a lot of foods containing vitamin A or beta-carotene might have a lower risk of certain kinds of cancer. This meal contains 1,012 international units of vitamin A.
Potassium is the primary intercellular cation and maintains fluid levels inside the cells. Potassium is crucial for the normal function of nerves and muscles, including the heart. The daily recommended requirements is 2,600 milligrams for women and 3,400 milligrams for men. Low potassium, also called hypokalemia, can result in fatigue, muscle cramps, and abnormal heart rhythms. Water pills and diuretics can lead to excessive loss through urination. This meal provides you with 1,129 milligrams of potassium. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to vote for the old gals.
Our dietary label starts with salmon, 1 6-ounce fillet. The calories are 307, carbohydrates are 16 grams, proteins are 34 grams, fats 11 grams, saturated fat 2 grams, polyunsaturated fats 4 grams, monounsaturated fat is 4 grams, cholesterol 94 grams, sodium 560 milligrams, potassium 847 milligrams, fiber is 1/10 of a gram, sugar is 13 grams, vitamin A is 68 international units, vitamin C is 1 milligram, calcium is 24 milligrams, and iron is 1 milligram. Asparagus, serving size is 1/2 cup or 6 medium spears. Calories are 54 kcals, carbohydrates are 5 grams, proteins 3 grams, fats 4 grams, saturated fats 1 gram, sodium is 584 milligrams, potassium is 229 milligrams, fiber is 2 grams, sugar is 2 grams, vitamin A is 857 international units, vitamin C is 6 milligrams, calcium is 27 milligrams, iron is 2 milligrams. The rice, serving size is 1/2 cup of cooked rice. Calories is 193.9 calories. Carbohydrates 36.98, protein is 3.33 grams, fats 3.15 grams, saturated fat 1.88 grams, cholesterol 7.53 milligrams, sodium is 324.24 milligrams, potassium is 53.19 milligrams, fiber is 6/10 of a gram, sugar is 0.06 grams, vitamin A is 87.47 international units, calcium is 16.7 milligrams, and iron is 0.37 milligrams. These are some of the references we use for this project, along with our nutritional book, and special thanks to Sam Duncan for teaching us about CapCut.